Alright, game 3, and I'm versing Tony. I haven't actually versed him before, but we have known each other for a while. Hey Tony. Alright, so he's playing a similar list to the last game, but it's all plague drones all the time. So 9 plague drones,
I've got these guys all chucked.
9 plague drones, big ass unit of dogs, 2 herald dudes, corn chaos lord.
That's the better banner unit, by the way.
That's the better banner unit, excellent. And some Nurglings and cultists. I've deployed heavily over this side because his objective 2 is somewhere over there. Mine's there because we're playing Emperor's Will. Bit left central of this, and my deployment of my boats are kind of a bit more heavily on this side. Alright, and reserving Lemire. Cool.
Alrighty, so as you can see, this army was very similar to the previous one. 1 extra unit of drones compared to 1 extra unit of dogs. But I actually think, and we talked about this, and Tony also thinks this, that the previous armies by Nick is actually a little bit stronger. And that's because the demons are actually the primary, whereas the demonkin were the primary in the previous game. And without Fate Weaver or with just some unlucky rolls on the demon chart, you can get a little bit screwed. Let's put it that way. And unfortunately, Tony did not have a good day. He was very, very unlucky. He rolled 2-4. So turn 1 on the Warp Storm, he rolled like a 4, which is the -1 invulnerable save. Then he rolled a 7, which was nothing. Then he rolled another 4. And then he rolled I think it was a 3 or 5, whichever is the one that kills your own Psyker, or your own like character. And then he rolled like a Slanesh thing, which didn't do anything. So yeah, he wasn't having a good day, let's put it that way. He went first, which again, I'm thinking is a mistake. Unless I gave him first turn. I can't remember what it was. No, he deployed first and then chose to go first. I think that was it. Yeah, just because whenever you're playing, you know, Maelstroms and stuff like that, yes, it prevents, like, you look at my army and says, oh, it shoots a lot, so I want to get closer to charge. But I think the objectives is probably a bit more important. You know, you've got a pretty tough army, and you know, Tony's got a pretty tough army. Toughness 5, like 3 wound models each, etc. Feeling no pain, shenanigans, all this type of stuff. It's pretty tough. I don't know what else to say. Anyway, I don't know about the plague drones by themselves. They didn't really do that much. I mean, they threatened, but I could kind of make them ignore them a little bit, if you know what I mean. I moved, so there was a boat here. It's just off the screen because it's right on the table edge down the bottom. There you go. You can just see a little bit of it. So I just kind of turbo boost the boat down here and make him choose. Like, if he wants to deal with it, because there's a unit of guys in there as well, he has to get his whole plague drone unit to come and turn around to kill 1 boat. And he hasn't even killed the guys inside. He decides not to do that, and it kind of bites him in the back. And he said this at the time. He's like, I really got to deal with that, but I also got to go forward because we're playing, you know, the Drawhammer, the Emperor's Will thing. So he kind of, you know, this is a giant unit. It's most of his army. He needs to kind of get them engaged. So you can see I'm kind of tied up the 2 units here in the middle. He put his banner back on turn 1. He put his banner up right up front as the first one to die, kind of thing, and then when I did charge, it kind of died first, so he had to use it in a not good situation. How do I describe it? So, because he was strung out a bit, I'm charged in one little bit. He pops his banner. There is no shenanigans you can do with the AP2 Ether Blades that he also had. So, I kind of negated that a little bit. I do make some pretty cool charges. I do shoot all his dogs. So I use the same tactic as last time. I shoot all the dogs. I get his Lord down to 1 wound. which means that the dogs can't keep pushing up, and so I'm just focusing on tying up his big units and killing dogs. Kind of, again, same as last game, but I can do it more effectively in this game because it's, I think, not as punishing. He also loses quite a few wounds, so no models, but quite a few wounds just moving through terrain. This is one of the problems with cavalry. Every time they look at terrain, they seem to break ankles. And I think he, even with Feel No Pain and all that, invulnerable saves, he still loses like 4 or 5 wounds throughout the first like 3 turns, just because there's a lot of terrain, and just every time you touch it, you take a terrain test. In the backfield here, I'm just scoring or contesting objectives. My jet bikes fly up. Again, jet bikes, great units. The Reaver jet bikes, they zoom up into terrain. They threaten a good charge. With the cluster caltrops, you'll see in a second, I'm going to actually charge the Nurglings, which are impossible to kill in shooting. But D6, Strength 6, impact hits, just double them out instantly, which is fantastic. If you get the combat drugs on them to get like toughness or something like that, I didn't get any toughness as one, but if you do, they're fantastic. A few turns ago, you would have seen the Corpse Leaf Claw kind of do a charge over that terrain, so I make it into combat with his Lord, and I kill the dog unit. He finally breaks out of the combat with the just like single lone Talus, and goes in, kills a boat, but he's kind of then out of position, no cover. I wipe out the rest of those drones. I make a charge, so my whole backfield's clear. All he has, you see I'm about to do the cluster caltrop charge into the Nurglings. All he has then is 3 Nurglings left, and some cultists, and it's just me shooting with Corpse Leaf Claw and boats and shit like that. Just eventually get the tabling. I actually had the D3 plus 2 score all objectives card, which I actually got on this turn, which was really cool. I've never actually done that before. So yeah, in summary, Tony having a bad day with his dice, a few little mistakes, and me just trying to kind of capitalizing on those mistakes and making his army do what I want it to do.